I'm back with another ICO. This one is Algebraix. And one of the things about this one is it's related to getting control of your data back, relating to marketing. As you know yourself, you get constantly bombarded with messages trying to sell you stuff, and quite simply, a lot of it is not targeted very well. A lot of it is intrusive. A lot of it is getting to the point where the companies that are doing it are getting very excessively intrusive into your life. I mean, even Google Maps now asks you about restaurants and can you share your photos and stuff when you're in there. I find that stuff pretty offensive in the sense that at no point did I ask if they could do that. But anyway, what you've got here is the ALX token, Algebraix. I'll call it ALX from now on because it just makes it quicker and easier for me. Is a token where the platform works in a very simple way. It's app-based. You can have a look at this stuff yourself. This video is pretty good in explaining what they're looking at doing. What you have is the marketing companies load up all their advertising and whatever they're doing onto the platform. It then goes out to you, me, and everybody that's connected with the platform. We get paid in tokens. They get feedback from the data. They get anonymized data analytics, but at the same time, it's going to be fairly targeted anyway. The thing is, they do not need to know your name, address, all that sort of stuff, unless obviously you made a purchase. So the point being is, even then, the marketeer doesn't need it. They just need to know there's been a confirmed sale. So instead of like getting junk mail to death, you should get more targeted information. You know, at the end of the day, it should be more specific to you, and then obviously anything you're seeing is something you've agreed to receive, and you've agreed what information is accessible to other people as well. And then if you do share your adverts or whatever you find, the product, with other people, you gain even more ALX tokens. So it's a reward-based system rather than a take system, which is what we currently have. The big companies take offers left, right, and center and give, well, offer nothing in return. Now, there's a few documents relating to this one. I do recommend reading it yourself, but I'm going to skim over the top of this one because I'm also going to bring in the fact that it's got an airdrop and it's worth signing up if you're into airdrops. Now, this one discusses the token itself, the economics behind it, and I do recommend having a read through this yourself, how it's broken down for the allocation, soft 30% for soft investors, 20% for the company account, 50% a company reserve. But you need to read through all this and confirm the information yourself to validate it's something you're into, and also the exact allocation of the tokens. I believe I think there's 1 billion tokens being generated, but don't quote me on that. I was reading it earlier. Hang on. Let's have a quick skim on here. The vision, bits and pieces. The white paper is 36 pages long, fairly lengthy. It's got a good breakdown on how everything's going to work, how it's put together, what it's actually doing. The timeline as well, I believe, is non-graphical. I read it earlier. There's the roadmap there. So it's actually broken down in text form. So have a read of that as well yourself. How it's been distributed, issuing and distribution of ALX tokens. Yeah, it's 100 billion ALX, not 1 billion. That was my mistake. 30% will be made available for SAFT, simple agreement for future tokens. Tokens pre-sale, which began in October 2017, 50% of the ALX supply is initially reserved for staff, 5% reserved for advisors, agents, and partners. 50% is a company and contingency reserved for use on Algebraix discretion, some of which will be used for customer download rewards and viral marketing incentives. Some will be provided as developers, incentives, stake rewards, etc., etc. Go through all this yourself. You can understand the use of the funds, how they're going to do things, etc., etc. I know I'm skimming over this one quite quickly, but it is one you have to sit and read. And if you go over to this important bit, which is algebraix.io/beta, you can actually sign up for the beta tester airdrop as well. So you can get some free tokens in there as well. For me, I'm all for some new platforms that actually reward people for receiving all this advertising. Huge companies have been built at the expense of the consumer. It'd be nice the consumer to actually receive something back. So I'm all for this and happy to see it develop. The team is also pretty good as well. I do recommend going through the team yourself. Where have I put you? There you go. The team members, all the LinkedIns are there. You can talk to them on Twitter, get them on their LinkedIn, and go through and see what they've done before, what's their experience, what's their knowledge. And the fact is they're a very balanced team. They've got a good set of people behind it. And take a look yourself. Do your own due diligence. But definitely it's one of those ones that has a huge potential and a good team behind it. Thanks for